We, the board, have worked very hard on the bond for the last 2 years. And like the public, we have become passionate about the projects. But I do not want to beat a dead horse. As you know, both bonds did not pass, and they are now in our past. It is time to move forward and work together. We need to raise the rates so we can start saving money until we can secure financing that is agreeable by both the board and the public. Being that we are 2 years now behind the curve, we need to play catch up so we can afford some of these repairs. I propose we raise the rates $8, which in the first year will increase the district's income by $45,120. This will help until we secure some type of financing, and hopefully we can come to some common ground that the community and the board find fiscally responsible for the needed repairs.
Or run another bond.
Is that a motion, Rich?
That is not a motion. Well, what I think we should go to is $8.
We're talking about rate increases now, so how would you like to deal with your thoughts?
Well, I didn't know if Steve had one, if we just wanted to go, if we're just offering comments, maybe
We're going in a row.
go down.
In a row, here we go. Okay, so my concerns are mainly, because I'm a numbers guy, is what do we need to do? What's the time frame that we have to do it in? What's the cost? And it's pretty simple arithmetic to divide one into the other, divide it by the number of users, and it tells us what the rate increase should be on a mathematical standpoint. My concern is that we're able to save enough to take care of this in a quote-unquote timely manner. Speaking of time, I think we're on borrowed time, considering that we're losing 4,100,000 gallons of water a month. We're making those very expensive pumps do double duty and essentially wearing them out in half the time. Those pumps are extremely expensive. So I agree with what Rich said. My question is it enough to handle things to be repaired on a sooner than later basis? Because $45,000, when you look at the list of the costs of the repairs, it would take probably 10 years to save up enough money to effectively do something. My number's probably higher than that. The number that I crunched, I would say at minimum would be $20 a month, which is back to the original value of the bond. That's my comment. Thank you.
The chair wishes to speak last.
Oh, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Sharon.
Sure.
That's what I meant to say. I'm not used to being caught out with amplification. I can mumble more effectively. One of the things that's a significant concern to all of us is the anticipated paving project that Lakes Highway District has told us they plan to undertake in the construction season of 2023. Bearing that in mind, we effectively need to be getting any work that needs to be done in the street completed during the construction season of the preceding summer, which is 2022. In effect, that's 3 years from now. And that means that we only have 36 months to raise the funds necessary to do whatever work it is that we're going to accomplish in the streets. And we have not fully evaluated with the help of our engineer the scope of that work. We have preliminary numbers based on the facility plan at its current stage that suggest that water meter replacement, for example, is at least $500,000, and replacing the curb stops at the main, the service lines, many of which are failing in our community, the vaults, and the connections within the vault where the meters are located. There's valves and brass in there that allows us to turn the service on and off and to replace a meter without turning off the water completely and losing water. And the meters themselves, we reckon that that's, at least $500,000. If we're gonna replace fire hydrants, some of which are very, very old in our community, we would need to spend significant sum on that. And based on our current user base, in order to raise $100,000 from the current number of users that we have, each of us needs to pay $5.67 a month more, almost $6. So, doing the arithmetic, in order to raise $500,000, we need $30 a month more from everybody. That said, I have been long opposed and remain opposed to small agencies like this developing large, big war chests, accumulating and gathering large sums of money. This community undertook to do that some years ago. I've spoken with people in the community that talk about a $5 a month rate increase that everybody sustained probably back in the 70s and 80s. And as nearly as I can tell, there are no records to support it, but several $100,000 were probably lost in the stock market and the market crash of 2008. So we kind of end up back where we are now. I'm very troubled at the prospect of needing to raise rates and make all of us pay in today's dollars, in essence, pay cash for facilities that are going to have a lifetime that is certainly likely to exceed my own and some of the rest of us. So I've been asked by many people what I think the rate increase should be, and I'm struggling. I'm here today. I appreciate having everyone come and share their opinion because it's a serious matter, it's a serious issue, it's one that concerns all of us. And I have been kind of from pillar to post. I don't like the idea of this board needing to raise and frankly be responsible for really large amounts of cash. And bond issues, borrowing, has a tremendous advantage. We have failed 2 bond issues. We have tried